Annabelle is a lever-action shotgun only seen in Ravenholm in the hands of Father Grigori. Despite this limited appearance, it is actually player-usable and can be placed in hammer. Once picked up, the view model is that of the regular Spaz 12 shotgun. However, its firing system matches what we see from Grigori: 2 shots, then a reload.
From this bed I cry out for the kindling of thy light.
Grigori, as well, doesn't actually use the lever, and is instead only seen placing the shells into the gun. There's only a single point in base Half-Life 2 where there is any opportunity to pick up the weapon, and that is here in D1_town_02. Half-Life Alyx contains quite a lot of models, a number of which have their origins in Half-Life 2. It appears at first glance that these models were actually ported verbatim from Half-Life 2, with noticeable texture differences coming from the new lighting and material systems in Source 2. This would make these models 16 to 17 years old at the time of Alyx's release. In a few instances, the original model was ported in, as well as having a newer remake. Not every model from Half-Life 2 was ported, nor is this every Half-Life 2 asset in Alyx. Alyx's gun has its origins in an 11mm Le Clarion M1911. Alyx heavily modified it with Combine resin and Combine fabricators during a trip through the quarantine zone. This version had a quite literal holographic scope, modification to the magazine well, an underbarrel laser sight, and a fire mode change to burst fire. By the time of Gordon Freeman's return 5 years later, she had modified the gun to its most well-known state, one that lacked the scope and sight. She would use this weapon all the way to White Forest. Unseen during normal gameplay, Alyx's gun in Half-Life 2 has the extra abilities to unfold into a rifle and an SMG with grip and stock. It can switch between all three of these states. The Half-Life 2 version of Alyx's gun is present in Half-Life Alyx's files. While all the aforementioned abilities are listed still with the model, only a select few actually work. In the apartments in Half-Life 2's chapter Point Insertion on the map D1_trainstation_03, there's a bricked off set of doors on the 3rd floor. When you load the map up in Hammer, it turns out that there's a partially unused apartment there, complete with several smaller details like a wall shelf and door frames. This appears to be a partial copy and paste of the apartment below, likely used to ensure everything lines up across the floors. Or possibly a remnant of a now-cut extension of the Metro Cop chase sequence. Here's what it might look like if it were turned into playable space.